Welcome back. Another episode of Fridge and Pipes Garage. Well, not Fridge and Pipes Garage. For just side projects. But I have my co-host here.
Hello, I'm here.
So today, we're working on my 1980 Plymouth Valleri Roadrunner. As you can see, it is missing a couple pieces. And I think you guys got a sneak peek of it at the end of the last episode where I was prepping the 318 sitting over here on the stand. Yeah, that 318 right there. We were prepping it last episode. So in this episode, the plan is we're going to have the engine out because it's telling knock-knock jokes, and they're not very funny.
No, not.
So that engine is good enough for who it's for, aka me. We're going to put that engine in. And maybe, for the first time on Fridge and Pipes Garage, have a vehicle that runs and drives.
Maybe.
Live on the channel and not get pushed around by a skid steer.
We'll see about
or
that.
carted around on the trailer.
Yeah, we'll see.
So let's show you guys around this thing. Pretty sweet unit. As I think I mentioned in the last episode, I picked it up for $400 Canadian in August, roughly around August of 2021. And it's not like the best of shape, but it's actually pretty rust free for a Valleri. A lot of these cars rusted out really bad, especially in the front fender area, which, as you can see on this one, it's actually pretty clean. Not too bad of shape. And yeah, this is the Roadrunner package, which I don't know if that is the whole dual sport mirror option, but it did have a spoiler on it. Unfortunately, I don't think the spoiler came with the car. I can't remember all the parts that are in the trunk and inside, but I don't believe it has the spoiler. But as you can see here, this is mounting holes for where the spoiler would be. And yeah, as for all the parts that are missing, about 80 to 90% of them are either inside the car or inside the trunk. So we will be able to assemble it. And as for the interior, as you can see, it's got a nice tough wheel, which I don't know if that's factory. It looks pretty factory in this car. I thought they quit making the tough wheel prior to this thing being made. And it is also a center console car, which I think it has the Roadrunner on the shifter button, which is pretty little sweet thing. And yeah, and then there's the grille, some of the fascia pieces. You can see the one of the front corners with the headlight and some other miscellaneous parts. The dash is cracked, but overall, it's not the worst car that you can buy for $400. It definitely bought worse or more. And then in the power barn, got a 318 Mopar. As you can see, there's fresh paint on the water pump and the timing chain cover. It's actually because this car, when I first bought it, it had a lot of slack in the timing chain. So I went through, redid a timing chain on it. So yeah, like I said, I got it running after I did a timing chain and found out it has a pretty severe rod knock. Now, I'm not showing you that on camera because I don't want to damage this engine any more than it potentially already is, because I would actually like to go through this and rebuild it. So I don't want to accidentally seize it or chuck a rod through the block or something stupid like that. But yeah, I think other than that, that's about all there is to it. So let's get into getting this engine out. What are we doing? Let's pull the air cleaner off. That's a good first step, I think.
Step one, air cleaner.
How to remove 318 from 1980 Plymouth Valleri. Step one, remove air cleaner.
This is good.
And breather. Step two, remove radiator hoses. I don't know where step three is going to lead us, but it's going to be pretty zesty or something. Having fun yet? Yeah. Okay. Step two's done. Actually, we do have to pull the rad.
Do we?
Yeah, we're gonna have to, I think.
Oh, I hate pulling rads.
Was there only 3 holding that rat in?
Yep.
Oh.
The 4th is missing.
Yeah, that's fine. 75% is good enough.
Yeah,
oh, someone stole my coolant reservoir. Motherfuckers.
Was it you?
I don't actually think so. Might have been, but I don't think so.
Look at that.
Yeah, of course, sports mangled, eh? So, off camera, Seth and I did a little bit of work on the car. We pulled the exhaust right off. Started working on the underside of the car, doing some disconnects. We got the exhaust off, and then we started kind of trying to size up the bell housing bolts, and they are, well, I don't know if the camera will be able to see it or not, but they're in a pretty ignorant spot, and now we're at the debate point of do we, I don't even know if the camera's gonna be able to pick it up or not, because they're like tucked way up in here. I'll show you guys what we're working with here. I can remove this linkage, that's for the center console. This transmission line can come out of the way, but the problem is the pinch weld on the body is in the way of the bolts. And now Seth and I tried to pull this one off for the dipstick tube, which is up there. You can kind of see it. And there again, this pinch weld, as you can see, is in the way. You cannot get to it from the top because the way the firewall is designed, you can't get your hand in from the top. So right now, we're kind of at the debate of, do we let it finish dripping because it's covered in snow and ice, and then just pull the whole transmission with the engine? It might be easier, honestly, to do it that way. That's the only way I've ever done it on these cars. I do have one other car like this. It's a 79. There's actually a little more room on the 79. But only time I've ever pulled the engine is when with the transmission coming out as well. So I don't think, I think it'll take us longer to figure out a way to pull the bell housing bolts and actually get them out versus just pulling the drive shaft, pulling the tranny mount, and then all we have left on the top side is engine mounts, and it should just pluck right out. So we'll see. Like I said, we're going to finish letting it drip off tonight because he's sick of getting wet and dripped on and cold, and I'm sick of getting dripped on and it's cold and wet and just not an enjoyable time.
It's just pissing us off.
Yeah, it's really,
we're just really getting mad.
Really getting mad, and it's getting late. I think it's,
I don't know what time it is, like 11.
20 to 12.
20 to 12.
Right now, he's got to work tomorrow.
Not the end of the world, but.
And so yeah, I think we're gonna, for now, till we come back probably tomorrow, we're gonna throw the oil pan on quick onto the new used 318 here. So I'm just gonna show you guys the process quick on how I do this. Gasket set is part number 0S6566C-2. It is a Felpro part number. Like I said in the last episode, not that I'm partial to Felpro, it just seems to be the way my shipping works all the time on Rock Auto. The Felpro stuff just seems to be the better. It lines up with my courier truck, so I just always end up ordering Felpro gaskets. There's nothing wrong with Mall gaskets. I have Mall gasket sits at home. I have Engine Tech gaskets that sit in the corner. They're all pretty decent.
I used all Felpro gaskets on my Cummins, so
there you go.
It's not leaking oil yet.
Oh, it will.
It will.
It's a Cummins. They all do.
They sweat power.
I own 7 of the fucking things. They all leak. Even the new one leaks. Okay, so after doing some looking and researching, we found out I own too many small block Mopars.
Yes.
I grabbed my 360 pan by accident. Like I said, it's midnight. I'm getting tired. Actually, we're gonna buff this up too first before we put the gasket on. I should have clicked that was a 360 pan. The inside's too nice and the outside's too nice and painted. I should have. That's my screw up. If Seth leaves that in there, that's 100% on me. This is the 318 pan here, and as you can see, it has the dowels on both sides of the pan. So no, we don't have the wrong gasket. That gasket is a good Felpro gasket. Seth just doesn't know. He's not really worked on these. I'm just getting tired and I should have known better. But anyways, I'm gonna buff this up quick and then we'll get this gasket set on here. We'll get the oil pan on. I'll show you guys where I usually like the silicone when I assemble these. I don't put too much silicone on them because then they just are a pain in the ass to pull off. But I do like to put a little bit in the corners and whatever just to make sure it's a nice seal. So as you guys can maybe kind of see right now, I'm siliconing this pan rail. I don't trust it not to leak. It had a lot of rust on it actually. So when you're doing this, same with my valve covers I did the other day, only silicone one side because you're going to have a bitch of a time trying to get it off if you silicone both sides. You will literally glue it on. And then you're going to be cursing a lot trying to get it off. Normally I wouldn't do this. Normally I'd just do just the gasket, but like I said, this pan rail's got a lot of rust and pitting in it, and I don't want it to leak. So I'm going to do this as kind of a band-aid to ensure it doesn't leak. As you can see, I'm kind of going light around the bolt holes and kind of filling this channel in because when it presses down, it'll somewhat compress into that channel and then also spread out onto the pan rail itself and hopefully help to seal the pan. Now, is this the right method? Yeah, probably depends on who you ask. This is, like I said, just a band-aid fix though for a shitty oil pan.
Oil pan leaks suck because then you just have no choice but to lift the engine and
lift the
drop
engine
the pan out.
and drop the pan.
Why I did the same thing on my Cummins. I'd rather not have that problem. So a little bit of extra RTV never hurt anybody.
No, and as long as you don't get it in the pan, and as long as it cures, you're not going to have issues. As long as it cures before you put oil in it. And that's why I'm doing this tonight, so that tomorrow at whatever time I'm ready to actually put this engine in, this will all be cured and I don't have to worry about it. Usually I like to do a little extra in the corners here and here, along with, while I have the silicone out, I like to do a little line right there, and then same on the other side, little line right there, and then on the front side, same thing, right where it intersects here and right there. Now,
you can also too, if you want a little extra insurance, do in between the timing cover and the pan.
You can. I'm not.
It doesn't hurt, but
I'm not worried about it on this one.
He's not worried about it.
I'm gonna eat those words, but did we decide which one the big one goes on and which one the small one goes on?
No.
Small one probably goes on the back. And I go a small one goes in the back. So yeah, the way these are designed, Seth pointed this out to me, he noticed it, I didn't, is that one hole is bigger than the other hole. So you actually can't put these on backwards, which is kind of actually nice to know. I'm just going to grab my pair of needle nose pliers and pull the tabs.
They're just on the bench there.
Through here. Sometimes these tabs can be a little tricky to pull through, as you can see. This one's fighting me. Did I get silicone on your hand?
I already did myself. Oh. That was my fault. It comes right off.
I don't like this little tab setup they have. Like, I understand the point of it, but it just never seems to work proper. They just don't seem to ever want to pull through the holes nice.
You gotta drill them out beforehand. Or lube them. I don't know.
No, they're just a pain.
Yeah.
Do you get yours in?
No. I'm moving the pan as you're doing the pan, so I'll just hold the pan.
Okay. I find if you stretch them and push on the back side,
yeah,
that seems to work the best. I can't get it to go through. This is why I like big block Mopars. Flat pan rail. It's just cork gasket. There's none of this dumb setup.
Same with the Cummins. That was nice. Oh, this one's too.
Got that one through?
Hey, big win.
Oh yeah, I should do the other side.
Yay. Get a grip, boy. Get a grip.
Ow! Yours, sir?
I think so. Get a little pull just to make sure. Yep. It is doable.
Okay, so as you can see, got the tabs through. Now we're just going to gently set this puppy in place. This is when I find out I should have pre-fitted it. Yeah, that's it for tonight. Tomorrow, during the day, I guess I'll continue with this. Like I said, I'm going to let it finish dripping tonight. I'm not working in the rain, especially after midnight. That doesn't sound like fun. So yeah, I guess I'll see you guys tomorrow. Okay, so it's the next day. As you can tell by my change of attire, well, minus my hat, but so I already went ahead this morning and got the bell housing bolts, 4 of 6 of them out. Pulled the starter off. Pulled the what do you call this? Like the dust cover, I guess, for the transmission. Got that out. Did the converter bolts. Did the engine mount bolts. Everything bottom side. I went through and did that already. So it's just done, out of the way. I was debating on whether was gonna film it or not. It ended up being not that big of a deal. I think last night, Seth and I both were tired. B, it was dripping like crazy, so I just was kind of adding to the frustration and the annoyance, and then couple that with being tired. We just weren't having it last night. So yeah, this morning, a little more reinvigorated, I guess you could say. Went ahead and just banged that out real quick. So as of right now, the plan is pull the distributor so I can get access to the top 2 bell housing bolts. And other than that, I think we're like ready to pull this thing. I'm gonna go through the mental checklist now. Fuel pump's done, coil's done, wiring harness is done, converter bolts are done, bottom side bell housing bolts, starters out, mounts, engine mount bolts are loose. So yeah, I think that's it. I think just pull a distributor quick. Should be able to put some lifting links on this engine, and hopefully we will have this puppy out in the next 30 minutes ish, 30 minutes, maybe an hour. Oh, I guess I should say too, we gotta pull the hood off. The hood has to come off on these cars. I know some you can get away with leaving the hood on. This one, I don't envision there being enough room. Plus, it's just so much nicer doing it with the hood off versus the hood on. So normally I have a double-ended one with 2 different sizes on it. But you gotta get yourself a tool like this. Or you can, bend up a wrench or do whatever. But what this allows you to do is get in there and loosen the distributor mounting bolt. And then once you have it loose, sometimes you can turn the distributor like that and get your hand in there. All depends on where your vacuum advance is. If the vacuum advance is out of the way, you're fine. If the vacuum advance was in the way, like this one was, then you just get your hold down off, and then you just do a little bit of this, and bada boom, bada bing. Your distributor is off. Yeah, with the distributor out of the way, gives you a little more access to get to the bell housing bolts. So yeah, I got those top 2 left to do. The other thing I have to do is pull the kickdown linkage off. So there again, there's 2 ways you can kind of do that. Well, 3. You pull it off on the transmission side and pull it out with the engine. You can unbolt the bracket from the intake, or you can just go right, where is it? I think it's right on this one, isn't it? Or is it this guy right here? Sorry. So right here, there's a little R pin. We'll see if I can show you guys with the camera. There's a little R pin right here. And of course, this one's seized. I'll grab a pair of needle nose pliers. Okay, so yeah, get in here with a little pair of needle nose pliers. Usually you can get it to come off like that. Put that there for now. And then this linkage slides that way, and then you lose the washer. And if you don't lose the washer, you're not doing it right. So yeah, then once you lose the washer, then you're free and clear to come out. R pin, just stick it back in its home so you don't lose it, and then you're good to go. So yeah, we got all the swaps done, swap overs done from the engine that came out onto this one. There was a bit of difference, nothing too crazy. Swapped the distributor over. Yeah, as I was saying, got all the swap overs completed. There wasn't a whole bunch of stuff, but just a little bit of time-consuming stuff. And as you guys can see in the footage, I did stick with manifolds. I do want to put headers on this car at some point. The headers I have currently, like I think I said in the engine episode, they need a lot of work to make them fit. They're built wrong. And at the current moment, unfortunately, we don't really have the time to make them fit. So we're making do with what we got, which is just manifolds. so after a lot of struggling, we got the engine and the transmission mated nicely. We're getting caught up on the dowel. Well, first it was the pilot on the torque was hitting our flex plate bolts, and then we re-rigged the engine. Got it so it had a little more of a downward angle to it. And then we were having troubles trying to get the dowels lined up on the engine and the transmission. We actually finally have it pretty well lined up right now. We even got it to drop down into the mount. Yeah, so we got it down into the mounts, as you can see. And as of right now, so it's just snugging up our one of our two bottom bell housing bolts. And once those are in, then I'll finish setting the engine down off the crane. I think we're both getting pretty tired. It's 10:30? 10 o'clock. 10 o'clock. And I think we want to go drink whiskey. So we're probably going to call it a night after we get this engine set down and two bell housing bolts done up. And I'll probably back up on it tomorrow, I think. Yeah, well, definitely tomorrow we'll pick back up on it. Yeah, enjoy the rest of us getting this engine in. It's like 66%, buddy.
That's bad.
That's a passing mark.
That's reduced that. That's 2 out of 3. 2 out of 3 ain't bad. Meatloaf.
Okay, with that note, I think we're gonna call it a night. And see you guys tomorrow when it runs. Okay, so it's been about a week since I've seen this car. As of right now, got all the hookups done on this car. That all off camera. It wasn't anything special. It was basically just the reverse of the disconnects. Other than I did end up finding a pulley and fan that fits. I was going to paint it. I buffed up the spacer there, but I don't have any gloss black paint. So this is where we're at. Carburetor, distributor, everything's in place. I did some modifications to the throttle linkage bracket. As you guys can see, I just swapped sides to it so it's a little more in line with the carburetor. Then I modified, I ended up modifying this stud here as well. Chucked it in the lathe quick, machined it down so the actual throttle cable could fit on it. Get ready to start it. I already got gas in the carb. I'm gonna give it a crank and see what she does.
Ready?
Yeah. That doesn't sound very happy. Okay, try it.
Timing's up there.
Think so?
Yep, straight a little bit from the way.
Okay, try it. Okay.
Ready?
Yep. I'm not revving it up. A lot of smoke. A lot of smoke. It's like it's breaking up. Wonder if that coil's bad. Like flooding. Holy. Not as bad as the Camaro. It's still pretty bad though. Whoa. So, as you guys can see from that, it does run smoky, extremely smoky. I don't know why. Well, partially I think the manifolds are leaking. And then it's flooding this carburetor after I rebuilt it now, so I'm gonna have to do some fun with it and try and tune it and see what's going on. But yeah, this probably won't be the end of the episode. The end of the episode will be me hopefully doing burnouts in it. But I'm done with it for tonight. And I don't know if I'm going to get to it tomorrow. But for now, it runs. So yeah, see ya next time or after this cut. Okay, and that'll be a wrap on this episode of Fridge's Side Projects. As you guys can see, we successfully got the Roadrunner running. Definitely some stuff I'm going to have to address in a future episode. The carburetor is still kind of flooding, so I don't know why it's flooding. Like I said, I went through it, rebuilt it, but it's still having issues for some reason. The exhaust manifolds leak bad. That needs to get addressed. Probably should put new spark plugs in it. What else? Mechanical wise, I should. Oh, wow. One other thing, there is a rust spot on the one subframe rail on the front on the driver's side. We will be addressing that in the future before I drive it. And unfortunately, I can't do burnouts with it because, as you guys can see, it's still winter here. So there's no drive pavement, unfortunately. It's now March 23rd and we still have snow on the ground and 2 feet in the fields. So it's not like winter's gonna let up anytime soon here. But other than that, stay tuned because this car will return. We will be putting all the front fascia on it, bumpers on it. I gotta find bumpers. I would like to find a spoiler for it, rear bumper, doing some body work, fixing some minor mechanical stuff. And hopefully next time it is on the channel, it'll be a little nicer outside with some dry pavement, and be doing some smoky burnouts with this baby. But that's all for now. Catch you in the next one.
How did that feel to have that much horsepower?
And now it's word from our sponsor, Auto Rescue Towing. You ever replace off the windshield of your Valeri? Well, now you can do it with your new Auto Rescue Towing scraper.
Call the number on your screen. Act now. They are flying out of here.
This one's for the boys.
Very nice. You should yell at editor Seth a lot. Poor guy.
I don't know where my 9/16 is. Just like a gassy little fella, you know what I'm saying?
Gassy little fella.